Now you're ready to start working on the modules. So I just wanted to give a brief overview of how the modules are structured. So in general, there's going to be a module overview, and in that overview has some learning objectives and some readings and resources. If there's anything else, if there's anything in addition to the textbook for this course, it will be in the course compilation folder. Then generally there's an introduction discussion topic, kind of low risk, just something to get you thinking about the topic. Then there might be some other resources. This one has a glossary of psychological terms. And then another discussion topic. And then a lecture video. All the lecture video slide decks can be found in the compilation folder. So if you're someone that likes to have the slides, you can have those accessible to you as well. And then normally there's a closing discussion as well. So you have that discussion, you'll see. So generally speaking, the modules kind of flow in this same structure: overview, introductory discussion question, a brief lecture, and then some other learning exercises and supplementary resources. So you're going to find that pretty consistently throughout. Um, I don't view the discussions, I view the discussions more for your own reflective process and engagement. I don't require you to respond to any certain number of posts of other people. I just want you to stay as engaged as you would be engaged if this was an in-person learning environment. If you want to know what your peers think about something, then read it. If something speaks to you, then engage with it. Leave a reply to that comment. All I'm asking you is that you make your responses, but I think it will enhance your learning to stay engaged with how other people are making sense out of it and learn from one another. So you are required to make a response, your own original response. I'm not requiring you to make replies to your peers, but I do encourage that, certainly. You also don't, these aren't peer-reviewed essays. These are primarily reflective. It's do the exercise, reflect on that experience, make a post. I don't want to really dictate your learning too much, but I'll give a couple tips in ways that people have successfully navigated this course in the past. I would prioritize the asynchronous material first. Have your readings and resources out next to you. Have your projects out next to you, because as you're going through the asynchronous material, it might be prompting you to go to your projects and work on them. It might be prompting you to a certain reading that you haven't read yet. So you'll want to go and read that. So the async is designed linearly, so you flow through it from top to bottom. And then also it will direct you to specific readings and resources as well as specific projects. So you might not be able to do this always in a Starbucks coffee shop. You might need to be in an environment where you can actually work on it, because you're going to be working through the asynchronous material as well as through your projects, sometimes at the same time. If you want like a general, I guess, timeline, some people find it useful to work through the material, um, work through the asynchronous material, say Monday to Wednesday, spend Thursday reviewing their peers' responses, and then Friday working on their assignments and projects that are going to be due that week. And obviously, that needs to go in the weekend and doing it there as well. Again, that's just a general idea, not anything rigid, not anything you have to do. Just sometimes people have said that that was useful. And I think there's a general flow to keep in mind is that the projects build into one another and the asynchronous material builds into the projects as well. And I think one place that you'll see that specifically is, so Eric reviews strategies to find assessment methods. So you're going to need to find assessment methods for your project. So this is an example of where I'm going to show you how to do that. and then you're going to replicate that for your actual project work. So this is an example of where if you have the time, you can see how it's done, then you can just start doing it yourself. And you're already making some work on your project. Here, Eric practices skills for critical response one and the assessment PowerPoint project. So I'm going to show you how I would do it, and then you get the opportunity to do it either right then or remember that for when you actually start working on those projects. So I hope you found this useful. Um, you know, the course shell is your playground, but hopefully this will give you some tips into how to enter into that playground and get the most out of it. And let me know if something works differently so I can share it with folks in the future.